Pope Leo XIV has called on Catholic educators in Africa to help young people regain confidence in their future, especially those leaving the continent out of discouragement. His message, signed by Cardinal Pietro Parolin and sent to Archbishop Gabriel Sayaogo, was addressed to participants of the African Congress on Catholic Education held in Nairobi from the 4th to the 7th of December. The Congress, titled Catholic Education and the Promotion of Signs of Hope in the African Context, focused on renewing Christ-centered formation. The Pope praised ongoing efforts to advance the Global Compact on Education, a priority for Pope Francis. He stressed that Catholic education should form not only cultivated minds, but also full hearts capable of compassion. Government has announced a major overhaul of boards of directors for 66 state-owned enterprises and state-owned corporations across key sectors of the economy. The appointments took effect on the 9th of December 2025 and cover institutions under the Ministries of Education, Youth and Sports, Information, Lands, Labor, Finance, Agriculture, Transport, Natural Resources, Industry, and Gender. A press release signed by Chief Secretary Dr. Justin Saidi states that the newly appointed boards are expected to provide strong strategic direction and effective oversight. The aim is to improve the performance of these institutions and strengthen the delivery of essential public services. Key institutions with newly constituted boards include the Electricity Supply Corporation of Malawi, ESCOM, the National Food Reserve Agency, NFRA, the Roads Authority, the Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, MBC, and all public universities. About 66% of companies and individuals who store vehicle fuel are reportedly failing to comply with approved fuel storage standards, putting lives, the environment, and fuel-related businesses at risk. This finding comes from the Malawi Energy Regulatory Authority, MERA's annual monitoring exercise conducted earlier this year. According to Mayor's Fitina Konje, the authority has given fuel storage operators time to correct the identified problems, warning that MERA would stop fuel distributors from supplying fuel to any company or individual that continues to ignore the required safety standards. Chairperson of the NGO Gender Coordination Network, Maggie Banda, has been selected as the 2025 Human Rights Defender of the Year. The award, presented during a dinner marking the 2025 International Human Rights Defenders Day at Grand Palace Hotel Enilongo on Tuesday, recognizes her significant contribution to advancing the rights of women. In a speech delivered in her absence, Katera Banda dedicated the honor to women and girls who refused to be silenced, as well as to all human rights defenders committed to protecting the rights of young women, girls, and people of all genders. The runner-up was Sylvester Namiwa, the Center for Democracy and Economic Development Initiative, CIDED, who in his remarks dedicated the recognition to the most marginalized communities across the country. A 30-year-old man identified as Haswa Mtembasonjo has been arrested in Nchisi district for allegedly leading a mob that killed 31-year-old Haswelo Marigo, who lived with a mental health condition. According to Nchisi Police spokesperson Salome Ziambo, the arrest follows investigations into last month's incident, saying that the mob had accused Marigo of attempting to steal goats in Bingamvula village under senior chief Jawanda. At the time, Marigo had traveled to the area with his relatives to seek treatment from a traditional healer. Mtembasonjo is expected to appear in court soon to face a murder charge. And in other news, the International Federation of Journalists, IFJ, has released its 2025 report on Tuesday, revealing that 111 journalists were killed worldwide while covering events this year. The report, published on the eve of Human Rights Day, highlights the Middle East as the hardest hit region, recording 69 deaths, including 51 in Gaza. According to IFJ President Dominic Padrai, this year has seen a rise in both killings and imprisonment of journalists, noting that governments across the world are failing to protect media workers or uphold fundamental principles of press freedom. Instead, she reported an increase in deliberate attacks on journalists, attempts to silence critical reporting, and efforts to control information on issues of public interest, actions that run contrary to international law. And that's just about what we had time for in this edition of our news updates at 10. Do you know that you can catch these updates and many more on our social media pages? We are on Facebook at Luntha Television and on YouTube at Luntha TV Official. My name is Tandi Wenzumara. Good morning.